Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading. We're just going to dive straight in, as always, see what's going on for you guys for the week ahead, all right? So let's see. For Pisces, for the week ahead, please, Spirit, what are the messages that you want them to hear right now? All right, peace, right? This is a card of forgiveness. There's a dove bird with the olive branch here. Sometimes this is about making peace with the timing of something or no longer trying to control something, right? I'll explain why, because I always feel like this dove bird has just landed this massive egg, right? Which is usually representing something that we want to come into fruition later on, like an egg, right? So yeah, an idea, you look after it, you nurture it, and it becomes something beautiful, but it will hatch in its own time. It becomes successful in its own time. The same as babies, maybe even as well, but whatever it is, being represented as this egg, letting it do its own thing. Sometimes we can get really attached and therefore lose our peace on situations that need to unfold or grow in their own time. So nurture what this is, believe it will hatch when it needs to, and just let it go, right? That's the vibe I get from this card, right? It's a bit about finding peace, letting things go to find peace. And that could be also, again, kind of around that forgiveness too. Like sometimes we just need to go, do you know what? This upset me, but I'm not going to hold on to that anymore. I'm going to allow that to unravel itself and nurture it when I need to, but I'm not going to hold on or identify as that anymore, right? Or, with those pains. So again, finding peace in situations is important. Anything else, Pisces? Let's see what's going on for you. Time to let go. Exactly what I said. One more. So groundhog spirit, it's time to let go. You also have a new moon in Virgo, trust all will be well, again, trust and peace, and a new moon in Aries, go for it. So a little bit of like a couple of messages here. You got 2 new moons, which represents 2 new beginnings happening in your life. The new moon in Virgo, as I said, trust all will be well. That seems to be what you're finding peace with. Time to let go. Maybe again, it's about kind of trying to control something or force something to happen in the timing that you need it to or want it to. That seems to be the Virgo energy, or you're trusting that it will be fine. And then new moon in Aries, whilst you go after something else, Aries is all about action, and it kind of is about control in some areas. So I wonder if you're letting go of one area that you cannot control to control something else. Not in a bad way. It feels quite good. Like this feels like a little bit of a project here. Because Aries energy is all about leadership. So maybe you guys are stepping up into a leadership position. Let's see a little bit more. I'm just going to just fidget with this a little bit to make sure that it looks good. There we go. We'll deal with that. Let's get some tea leaf tarot. For Pisces, 3 cards out. Thank you. Love that. Okay, you got 4. This jumped on top of the new moon in Aries, and it says archway, right? New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So go for it. Go for a new path. I love that. You also have with peace and work, achievement, success. So this could definitely be in terms of your career, okay? Or so you can go out and do more things in your career, okay? So let go of anything that is, again, draining your heart space or draining your energy, letting that happen in its own timing so you can work on better things, okay? And archway, the initial A could be important. Dog barking and broken bridge. Look at that. So broken bridge says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. But then you have advice from a friend. So with the whole time to let go and peace and all that stuff, but maybe there has been like a broken bridge usually represents like a burning bridge, right? So maybe a connection has fallen out, or you've fallen out with somebody or whatever. Or again, I always say the broken bridge reminds me of like a way of getting to where you want to go didn't work out, but you are getting advice from a friend. And what's interesting, it looks like there's a maze in the background. I think that's just him speaking, but it looks like a maze. So I feel like someone's got some advice to help you deal with finding your way to where you want to go. Let's see what they're talking about though. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's dive into a tarot. My angels. Let's see what's going on for Pisces. I'm doing it a little bit differently, as you can see this week. No, you probably can't see it because this is how I usually do the reading so far. But I like to change things up a little bit. It makes me feel more engaged with my work. We all need a little change every now and again. All right, for Pisces, please. All right. Thank you. Let's go. So overall energy of the week is the Empress. Absolutely the egg, right? The Empress represents pregnancy. It represents bringing something to life. But again, it takes 9 months but before you get to even see what you've been creating here. So it's all about nurturing. It's all about giving yourself space and time. Okay. It's a very nurturing and loving and compassionate, understanding, beautiful, pleasurable energy with the Empress. She's all about attracting what she puts out into the universe. So again, some of you could be trying to make peace with this energy. You're showing up as the week is showing up as the Empress, so a very fertile time. Let's see how you are showing up. The Sun. Oh my goodness. What? Major energy. I mean, the Sun is all about good news, positivity. It's all about joy, success, happiness, focusing on that. So you're showing up as a Sun, which is pretty awesome. Some of you are going into the limelight. Your challenge is leaving behind things that don't serve you, right? We've already seen time to let go, especially if the broken bridge, you might be like trying to fix the bridge. Like, no, this was where I was supposed to go. This is how it was supposed to work out. So some of you might have to understand that there's a change of plans coming up, right? What you thought was going to work out, what you thought was going to take you there might not be. And I do feel like it's to do with the timing. It's almost like, you were going to go across your plan, you were going to go across that bridge, you were going to get to the other side, it was going to be well, and then you would carry on your journey. But it's almost like it's a block in a road, right? Now the bridge is just falling apart. You wake up, you go to the bridge, and it's not there anymore, right? It fell into the river. So it's like, well, how am I going to get there now? So you have to find another way. It's almost like that, where it's like, no, that's not what was supposed to happen. That's what it feels like. 8 of Cups in your challenge, though, it's just not serving you, or it wouldn't serve you, or you just have to choose when it's time to walk away from something, okay? Your advice, 7 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Your advice is knowing that there are so many opportunities out there. All right. So it's okay to let things go because there are so many options to choose from. Now, Ace of Pentacles is really good for those of you, again, in terms of work. It is like a new opportunity that is going to be very stable and also pay off a lot, right? It's all about abundance with the Pentacles. So this is the beginning of something new, okay, that they want you to get clear on. I'm going to go in and clarify for sure. So let's see. The Empress. So there's a lot of loving energy going on, or nurturing energy. The Empress is the mother of the tarot. So maybe there is some significance there for the energy of this week. Let's see what this is about. Forgiveness, understanding makes sense then with the Empress. All right. Can we clarify for Pisces? I'm going to do the same thing, then I will just do what I usually do if I have any more questions. So the Empress, High Priestess, trusting in your intuition, right? That is a very divine feminine trait. Mother's intuition kind of vibe. So I would say, even though you may not be a mother, may not even be a woman, right? Whatever. It's just about focusing on that gut feeling. You guys are, the energy in the air is very feminine, whatever that means this week for you guys, let me know. But it means that there is a lot, the veil is thin for you guys actually during this week is what it means. And I feel like you guys are feeling more intensely a calling, most likely with the High Priestess. You'll be able to see more clearly, especially from a place of love and understand. It's such a gorgeous energy going on in the air for you. And even though it may not be like that in your material world, like your job and your people and whatever, but there's an energy, an essence in the air that is bringing in love for the Pisces. I don't know why. It's like it's about understanding or nurturing people or healing or seeing things more compassionately in a more loving state, like in a mothering way almost. So it wouldn't surprise me if you guys are feeling called towards being more nurturing to others, more caring, to be wanting to start a family maybe even as well. I don't know. It's just a very like nurturing. I just want to nurture. It's not even in your energy, it's in the energy of the week. So however that shows up, you'll be very interested. You are showing up as a Sun though. 2 of Pentacles. That's interesting. I feel like you guys are being very busy this week. As I said before, there is something that you're probably having to let go of right now. That's up in the air, but there is something that you can ground, and that's probably a new idea or new beginning in terms of your finances or career. 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords. Your challenge is walking away from something, right? This is about a complete ending, whether it be yourself right? Like an ego death of some kind, or a closing out an old chapter of who you used to be because it's not serving you anymore, so you can move into who you want to be, for example. That's a vibe going on there, because whatever the Eight of Cups represents for you that you're walking away from or choosing not to engage in anymore, or to walk away from, is not going to get you towards that Ten of Cups, right? It's not fulfilling enough, right? It's not the happily ever after. So that's something that you're walking away from, even if it's the habits, even if it's just part of yourself. All right, Seven of Cups. Death card, interesting. You got a lot of options that all seem to go around change. I think that's why you're understanding that something needs to change here. The archway is for sure that Ace of Pentacles here. Two of Cups. Well, collaborations, maybe in terms of career for sure, but Two of Cups can also be a really stable new beginning in terms of love, right? So that's really nice. I'm going to clarify for sure. So maybe a new relationship coming up for you. All right, Death card over Seven of Cups is interesting because I feel like all areas point to change. All right, let's see. Why is the Empress here as the energy of the week? What's the Empress representing here? Ace of Wands, a brand new idea, a new energy. They're showing me like the soil. It's fertile time for soil, which is cool. Anything that you plant at this time is will be very fruitful. Sun. Why is Pisces showing up as the sun? The Ten of Cups tried to come through. So yeah, you guys are really trying to work towards, build the foundation of your happily ever after. Let me pick that up for you, so that you can see. So this is like long-term, I say long-term success is really like the end happily ever after, right? Which is usually not something that we achieve right now, although it can be. Could be good news in a family, could just be you and other people are collaborating together. Again, we have work, achievement, and success. You guys could be collaborating on some projects with people that's going to bring a lot of happiness. Okay. As I said before, like there is something you're having to let go of because you just can't control that. Or again, it's time to let something go there so that you can focus on something else that is going to be the happily ever after. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Expect a little bit of a shift in your finances, even if it's small, or at least in your progress, right? That could be an energy there. What's the Eight of Cups? What is Pisces having to leave behind or walk away from? The King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Again, could be work, around work here. The Knight of Wands is a knight, and the King of Wands, if it can be a bit of being a bit free-spirited is what you're letting go, which is interesting. It could be a person, someone who is not very ready to settle down, for example, because Knight of Wands, King of Wands, player energy, people who are very fiery and all that stuff, lustful desire and all that stuff, which is great. And, up for a good time or a fun time, but not for a long time, that kind of vibe. So whatever is being represented by this energy needs to be more grounded. All right. That could be, again, a person who just can't promise you the happily ever after because they're just living life. There might not be anything wrong with them. I don't know, but they're just showing up in an energy where it's just, they probably have other commitments or other things they want to focus on, or they just want to just have fun and they don't want anything, whatever you want from them. That could be the vibe too. Okay. Or anything that might be blocking you from, going for things, right? Procrastination mode or anything within yourself that doesn't serve you. Trust that all will be well. So let's look at why the Death card is clarifying the Seven of Cups. What is this about? Queen of Pentacles. Reverse almost. That can be interesting. It almost looks like this is where the advice is coming from. So it feels like maybe there's an earth sign that's trying to lean you towards change. Yeah, going for something. You could get some advice from somebody who's maybe from a financial position or a work person who might be pushing you towards starting fresh. Death and rebirth. Six of Swords, moving away towards calmer times. So what's the significance behind the Seven of Cups? And what's this confusion or options? The Fool. So I think it is just about like coming out your head and jumping into something because Death card, Full card, both of these are about new beginnings. So Spirit's kind of saying, go for it. Don't just sit and wonder and think, but is that really is that really what I want to do? I don't know. Seven of Cups is like a bit of illusion or procrastination or having a lot of options and not being certain. So this would say change is coming. All right. You probably already know what you need to do. As I said, the veil seems a bit thin here. Your intuition is very strong. You know which idea you want to take action on. It's just about doing it. And Ace of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. What is that? Page of Pentacles, which is about, I feel like if you're meeting somebody new, this is about learning about them. Page of Pentacles is taking the first step. Can be about career. So whatever the stable new beginning is, can be commitments, collaboration, with the Two of Cups. Feels really strong. It's about kind of starting on the right foot. Or could be, I don't know, someone's collarbone, something about someone's collarbone, or a tattoo here. Anyway, Page of Pentacles, learning about it, right? You're a newbie, whatever that means. You're still learning as you go, so it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to feel anxious or a little bit worried or a little bit doubtful. That's okay. You're gonna learn as you go in whatever this stable new beginning is, okay? Just learn about it, be curious about it, dive into education. I don't know. Page of Pentacles can be about learning about what your, it's an apprentice card, so learning as you go. Okay. An apprentice really kind of gets thrown into, it's not just like any other, at least from where I'm from, it's not like any other education. It's like you're learning in real time, right? When you do an apprenticeship, you're learning in the situations. You learn and then you have to do it right there and then. So it's almost like you're learning in the real world. Maybe it's to do with love and relationships, or maybe it's to do with, again, starting your own business or whatever it is for you, Pisces. It's just balance yourself as you go and be curious and be open to information and not be afraid of making mistakes, because that's just life. All right, my angels. So that's what I have for you. I hope it made sense. My goodness. So let me know. But aside from all that, I'm going to go. And I'll see you guys next time. All right.